Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning and a warm welcome once again on Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on Started, and this is Pan-African Morning.
Hi, Sudi Melang. This is still Pan-African Morning News right here on Galaxy Universal Network. And of course, we are fearless, zero favor and zero fiction.
Warm welcome to Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on Started.
Catch the Pan-African Morning Queens, SISANDA, QWABE-COUTAUD, and Balesa Muchiminyani every weekday at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on Starset. Catch us on all our social media platforms. It is Galaxy Universal Network on Facebook, at gun_TV on Twitter and Instagram. Visit our website on www.galaxyun.tv. You sure don't want to miss out.
Welcome back again. If you have just joined us, welcome you. We're still right here on Pan-African Morning, broadcasting live, of course, in the Republic of South Africa. Right now on the Green Couch, we are now joined by our resident health coach, EPHRAIM. And earlier on, we introduced him as Dr. EPHRAIM. He's like, yay. How are you doing?
I'm healthy and happy now, SISANDA.
Okay, thank you, and welcome back to the Green Couch.
Thank you so much.
What are we having today?
Today we're going to be talking about the relationship between health and heat wave.
Health and heat wave.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. Of course, we are heading to the time where it is quite very hot, and we are going to be speaking to our climatologist, weather reporter, Andile Masugu, speaking to us, of course, about this heat wave as well. So, how do I survive during the heat wave?
Good morning to the viewers as well. What we want to do is that we want to make it a point that we empower everybody that's watching to understand how to look after themselves during the period. Now, one, it's got to do with what to dress during this period. And I must congratulate you that, you know what, you are able to know and move with the times. Because, I mean, like now, when it's going to be like during this period of heat wave, you must stick to this type of colors. You know, that's why I'm not wearing dark today. I'm wearing a gray, you're wearing white, because I mean, like now, people do not know that when you're wearing black attracts heat. And that's why people do not understand that. That's why we say, today, try your level best not to wear dark colors, right? That's one. Two, it's important for us to make it a point, okay, like now, wherever you go, keep a bottle of water with you. Try your best to stay away from coffee today, hot drinks a lot, and stick to, and also do your best to make sure you eat fruit and eat lots of salads. Because those are the type of things that are going to make sure your body heat is maintained. Yes. Also requesting that, okay, the elders must be supported all the time, and people who are trying to travel or stay outside, try to limit the time you're going to be spending outside. Between 11 and 4 is very, very hot. So if you have to go, then go. But if you don't have to go, please spend the time and look for the room. People know that in each and every house, there's a room that you know is the coolest. In your house, I mean, like there's a room that you know, hey, this one is cold, this one is hot. So today, try to spend most of the time in a room that is more cooler. Yes.
You just mentioned now that you need to avoid eating or drinking hot stuffs during this period.
Yes.
But now we are also having this crisis with COVID-19. Now it is of course recommended that you don't eat your food or don't keep on drinking cold water, rather warm the water.
Yes.
So that you can also survive the COVID. So how do we then put these two together? I want to keep my heat wave, but also I still want to be protected from COVID-19.
It's a brilliant question that you're asking, SISANDA. Here's the thing that you need to understand. The importance of eating the fruit and veggies and drinking lots of water. What it will help your body with, it will help increase and boost your immune system.
Yes.
Right. Now, people do not understand that the immune system, once it is solid, no virus can just like come to you and become like, so easily, be exposed to it, and it can, like overpower you, because your immune system is very solid.
Yes.
That's one thing that people do not understand, because most of the time people eat wrong food and they say we're going to drink hot stuff and then we're going to be healthy. Health and immunity is from what you eat. That's where you get it. So that's why, and I appreciate that question, because I mean, like, the purpose of us is to make it a point of like we empower people.
Yeah.
And we keep this content as simple and as practical as possible, because by so doing, then many lives will be able to be saved, and many lives will be able to help, so that you don't spend time in the hospital, in the doctor's rooms, in the clinics, so that the medical staff that is overworked presently, their workload can be drastically reduced by us knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why we need to do things that we need to do. Because most of the time, people will tell you, I must do this. When you ask them why, they don't know why. Imagine when everything that you do, you are doing it, but you know the reasons behind. But when a person asks you, you can also empower that person so that the person knows why they're doing something. That's how you're going to be able to learn, and that's how you're going to become better, and that's how you're going to live a healthy lifestyle. Because you understand everything that you're doing, why you're doing it.
Now, why should people mind what type of spaces that they are exposed to in terms of the heat? Some people, especially people with the lighter skin colors, they want to have some suntan and stuff like that. So when it's hot, this is where they want to be exposed to the sun. Why is it important for one to take care of themselves and maybe put on sunscreen when they're going to the sun and so on?
Thanks as well for that question. And one thing I also say to you, that I like the way you're so empowered on many aspects of health, because I mean, like, now that's one of the things that people need to do, to apply a sunscreen when they want to go out, because I mean, it doesn't matter whether you've got a light skin or you've got a dark skin. Try as much as you can to wear brighter colors, and make it a point that, okay, like, you do not expose too much of your skin to the sun. Now, people, as I said, like, sometimes you find that you're between two decisions. That days when it's extremely hot, right? When it is extremely hot and you take that decision, then you're endangering your skin. Because now it's too hot. Remember, your body also speaks to you. There are times when it's too hot that even yourself, when you'll feel it yourself.
Of course.
That I know it's too much. That is why we say, it's important for us to understand how to listen to our body. Because every time you do something wrong, your body will tell you. Or every time you're exposing to something that is not right, your body tells you. But we need to know how to listen to our body. Because if we can listen to our body, most of the challenges we are facing in our health, especially when you look at things that like we're going through now, we will be able to minimize the challenges that we do or that we expose ourselves to. So that is why I'm saying what I'm saying, that it's important for us to get a balance of what we're doing.
Yes. Last time, maybe while we are wrapping up, last time we spoke about, the blood types as well as, the type of food that you need to eat so that you help your body to reduce fat. Now, as you're talking about heat wave, we're looking at most people that are having a lot of fat in their body, so which means that are bigger, they find themselves even in more difficulties. I mean, even breathing becomes a problem when it's hot. So many things. They constantly sweat and so on and so on. Even talking becomes a problem, So how can we now help those people to say, listen, during this heat wave, what are the things that at the same time you can actually maybe eat to help you to reduce fats, because you're not going to just... There are people that just need to accept where they are, like, anyway, Nyazazi, I'm big, my mother was big, my grandmother was big, everybody in my family is big, and and when you're big, your lifespan as well is not that long either. So how do we help these people?
Firstly, everybody needs to do everything and anything possible to make sure they maintain their ideal weight.
Yes.
Because once you maintain your ideal weight, then lots of diseases that your body get exposed to gets to be drastically reduced.
Yes.
That's one. Two, it's very important for us to understand that the difference of the times that we live now and the times that we live then
Yes.
have completely changed.
Yes.
Then people used to do lots of manual work and they used to walk a lot. And that's why then they were told to eat. If you look at the old food pyramid, they were told. There's old food pyramid. Also, if you look at it, it's got lots of carbohydrates. Right? Now, because of the times that we live in now, it's very important for us to note that we do not need so much carbohydrates anymore. Right? There's no need for you to, in the same plate, to have potatoes, to have rice, to have chips. It is not right to eat like that. And try to reduce the carbohydrates. Because now people eat different type of carbohydrates, and that's why the body gets to be lessened with regard to the nutrients that it gets. It's important for us also, coming back to what we've just saying, that it doesn't mean if your family is obese, like now your mother or your husband or boyfriend or your children are obese, that it means it's genetically or it's hereditary. It's got to do with the lifestyle that you live and the things that you do that cause you to be like that. So what are the things that you need to do? Make it a point that, okay, like every day you do your best to make sure you drink about 2 liters of water per day, and also increase the vegetable intake and fruit intake. Reduce tea. Some people who drink tea and coffee 4 or 5 times per day. Every time they drink that coffee, they put 3 or 5, 10. Some of them do say, no, I want my coffee to be like strong and tasty. But I'm like, no, if you remember that the more sugar you put, your body can only take so much. If it's more than what it can take, the body, what's going to do simply is going to convert that into fat.
Yeah.
So if you also eat more carbohydrates than your body needs, that's what's going to happen. Another thing that we need to do, like let's deal with the blood types quickly. Firstly, when a person is a blood group A, as an example, it simply means that your body, it is not capable of dealing with lots of meat. If your body is blood group A, please drastically reduce the meat intake, because it's not a matter of a choice. That's what it is. Your body doesn't have the capabilities.
Yes.
So if you eat too much meat, it's going to just take it and convert it into fat. Right. Okay. So please, everybody that's listening, do your best to make a point that, okay, like you know what the blood group is. It doesn't mean that everything is going to be easier, but at least it will make it a point that, okay, like you're going to have a better understanding of many things that you didn't understand.
Yes.
Because now you know what are the things you need to reduce, what are the things you need to avoid, what are the things you need to increase. Because those foods are different for everybody.
Yes. Just 1 minute. While we're closing, just for a minute.
Yes.
What then happens? How do we, help people with, high blood pressure, and others, of course, they've got cancerous diseases in their bodies, and this continues to be in like generational illnesses that they get in their family. How do we then, break that type of illness that is being transferred from one generation to the other?
The things that will help us to make it a point that, okay, like now we drastically reduce those challenges is by us knowing what that history, if it's possible. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not possible.
Yes.
But another thing, once you know that, okay, like you know what, you're prone to be exposed to those type of challenges. Remember, you might have a challenge, but what triggers that? Because, as an example, I might be sinusitic, as I am sinusitic.
Yes.
What triggers that is because I know everything that triggers that. then because I'm fully aware of all these things that triggers that, then from then I drastically avoid or reduce those things. Then it doesn't get triggered. Then I don't suffer. That's why even now I don't take medication for more than 25 to 30 years because of that same thing that they said I'm suffering from. Why? It's because I understand what are those things that triggers those type of challenges. Coming back to the cancers and cancer in high blood. In high blood. Those things get to be maximized or triggered by excessive weight. Cancer as well, as you know that we've got more than 200 types of cancers. Right. Now, people need to understand that one of the things that causes that is smoking and also obesity. Once you're obese, you attract lots and lots and lots of diseases. And once you drastically reduce your weight, go back to ideal weight, guess what? All those diseases, they disappear. Because your body simply tells you, and it triggers those challenges because your body is suffering. It cannot function properly because now all the organs that they're supposed to do their job, they can't do the job properly because it's infused in so much fat. So the capability is like me, like suffocating you and say, do this. You won't be able to do it. So that's what happens when your body is carrying excessive weight, and that is why once you reduce your weight, most of the health challenges drastically disappears.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, EPHRAIM, for your insights, and we're definitely going to look into it next week. And I think next week we need to, focus more in this thing of, blood type and what you need to keep and what you need to avoid eating. So thank you so much for joining us. And
thank
of course,
so much,
that was EPHRAIM. He's a health coach and as well as an author, of course, of Obesity Must Fall. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, that he's writing other books as well that will be addressing health challenges. Please do join us as we are going to be speaking to him every Wednesdays at 6:30 to 6:45 every day on Wednesday. Every day on Wednesday. What's that? Anyway, we are going to take a very short break. When we're coming back, we've got more news and updates for you right here on Pan African Morning. We are going to be joined by Andile Masugu speaking to us about almost a similar issue in terms of now heat wave that we are heading to, and in some parts of this country is already there. Stay with us.